Coming to you live from East Coast Studios in DeSoto, Texas. King David Reeves and the Mentor Connector podcast present another mentor moment. Great day, great mentors. Rise and shine. It's time to grind. Welcome to another powerful episode of Mentor Connector podcast here in East Coast Studios on the Masterclass. All right, y'all. We got a returning champ, man. Look, we coming back with this podcast. It's a whole new season out here, man. So I just want to fill it in with somebody who's on the level of greatness that you might not be ready for. But we're going to keep it short and sweet, y'all. We testing this thing out. We almost went on Clubhouse with this live. We're going to try something different this season. So welcome back. Thank y'all for tuning back in. I'm going live right now on the Book of Faces. So share it. Like, comment, all that good stuff. But without further ado, y'all, I got to introduce a special guest, man. This brother here is not only a friend, he is a mentor, right? So we're talking about, I might just need to give you the whole list because he's a creative entrepreneur, all right? You know, people talk about being creatives, and like, what does that mean? That's what we brought him here to find out today, right? He's a business coach. He's working on his next book. Or it might be the first one. It's the first book. It's about to drop on your head. Got one chapter to go. Master networker and a music composer with actually some major placements. So we're going to talk about a little bit of all that so you know what it takes if you too want to be like him. Without further ado, y'all welcome to the show. Good brother, Mr. Derrick Walker. D-Walk, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Yo, what's up, man? Appreciate the welcome, man. That was a. I had to send you a cash app after that introduction, man. I've never been introduced in such a dynamic way.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. I'll accept it. Please do. Cash app at King David Reeves. The money sign, King David Reeves.
Right. But no, appreciate it. Glad to be here, man. You know, just being back in Dallas, here, being able to connect back with, some of the work we've done a few years ago.
Yeah, it's been some years now,
man. Some years,
wait,
man.
how did we meet, bro?
We met. I don't remember exactly. I think we were with City of Dallas and some events going on.
Okay, I'm going to say I know some of our first events together.
Yeah.
Wait, was it Skyline?
It may have been Skyline Speaks. I think it was the very first Skyline Speaks. We did it at the Rec Center. I forgot which one it was.
Chris Fisher, who was over there. It was the one in Pleasant Grove,
Fireside, absolutely.
Rec Center.
Sandra Bowie.
Yeah. Shout out Sandra Bowie. That's a real connector, man.
Yeah.
That's my mentor connector.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely.
Anything around City Dallas politics, all right, y'all. Sandra Bowie, but you're not gonna be able to find her, so you got to go through us.
Right.
Gonna keep it low key and behind the scenes.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, Skyline Speak. I remember you one of the guest panelists, and just for those of y'all who don't know, it was an event we put together in partnership. Education's Freedom Service Works, City of Dallas, as well as City of Dallas Park and Rec. And it was a powerful panel. We had youth come out from all over the city, literally like the major city of Dallas, but then the suburbs, like Lancaster City,
Lancaster City, Grand Prairie, I remember. That was a big event, man. And it's always interesting to be able to do those types of events and just be able to have a conversation, a real conversation. I remember just when I was in grade school. It was hi kids, do what I did. They were asking real questions, and we gave them real answers. And it was it was a good situation and be able to inspire. One of the students I'm actually still connected with. He's now graduated from UNT. He's a DJ. Remember TJ, the DJ?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. That's
so
TJ Jesus.
Yeah.
TJ the DJ on all social media platforms.
Major shouts out. But yeah, I'm just glad to be connected, man, and Mentor Connector is a real, it was a vision you had. And not just a vision, it was something you were doing, and now it's kind of sprawled into a lifestyle, man.
Man, definitely is, bro. Appreciate that. And just trying to connect more.
Right.
Especially now, it's not just youth for me, it's the young adults I'm seeing who want to connect with those who are older, wiser, and where they want to be potentially, not just in the entertainment or sports space. Like a lot of our kids think the celebrities who are in professional sports and entertainment are the only ones that they can aspire to be successful.
Right.
Not realizing there's so many people out here doing great things, doing big things, numbers, and impact, money, wherever you're looking, whatever you define as success.
Right.
Like, there's so many ways to get it. You can't really be narrow-minded anymore. And so just connecting people to each other to bridge that gap, make those opportunities happen, man. It's beautiful. It's been a blessing to be in the space. So,
it's interesting because when people see an artist like on the stage, they see the artist, and a lot of people aspire. We'll say people, and even younger people, even older people, they aspire to be like the leader or the person out front. But like I've learned and experienced, just had some opportunities where I was not able. I didn't have to be the person in front, but still able to contribute an important piece or an important aspect from a creative standpoint to that artist. For me, it was been through music, right, and just music production. And I spent a decent amount of time, working my music, staying in the studio late nights and working with artists and going to artist showcases and the performances and nightclubs and meeting DJs and trying to get radio play. And man, that was a real job.
I was about to say, you said decent amount of time. Tell the people, keep it all the way real.
I spent years. I spent hours doing that. And
so kids think it's an overnight.
Oh, it's
process,
not. It's 20 years for an overnight success.
Yeah,
easily. And at the same time, I learned and through some of my relationships and people I was connected with that I could produce music without having to be in those spaces, and I got into producing music for television and film. And the risk associated with that, because right now, like hip hop, rap it can be dangerous. It's risky. We'll say it's risky, right? Just with some of the violence that happens, some of the things, the relationships that are going on, and I was able to find a way just through some relationships to be able to produce music that I like, that people like, and that can be consumed without having to go to the nightclubs and meet with the DJs. And that's fun and that's cool. And I know the DJs and the promoters and all those people. But at the same time, just being able to produce music for TV and film and saying, you know what, here's a creative brief that they're giving me and say, we need this type of music. Here's a description of the scene, and here are 3 references. Go make something. Go do what you do.
Literally, go create.
That being able to do that from a creative space musically makes it more simple. Like I say, more simple, but more direct, because I don't have to try to make a sound and then find an artist. I already know what I need because they've given me the roadmap to what they need. They've given me the ingredients and say, hey, go make this cake. I say, okay, give them 2 or 3 versions of what they want. And it works.
Which way you like it.
Yeah.
So, wow. So, but you're saying that's what like a major production studio would do, like give you guidelines? Yeah,
so what they do as far as like producing television, producing for music and film, they'll give you what's called a creative brief. They'll give you the guidelines of what they're looking for.
Yeah, I'm about to say break it down. It's like masterclass stuff.
It was masterclass. So what they'll do, they're like in the situation, one situation, they said we need an Atlanta trap Southern sound. And they gave me maybe 3 references, told me that this particular, and what I had to do was make an album. So I had to make an album of like 8 to 12 records. Made all the records based on this sound. I produced it, they mixed it, did all the things that they needed to, and that album was used as like the underbed for radio commercials and radio spots. Because if you think about it, some of the popular songs, you've got to pay licensing for that. Yeah. If you want your music to go on the back of your, let's say you're doing some gaming, right?
That's what I was about to say. Go ahead and tie
Yeah. Well, in the same time, these
entertainment and education. Man.
Absolutely. So these music beds, so these tracks go on the background of esports, and not just esports, but your video games,
NBA
2K, all of that.
Maddens.
And those are places you can get placement, and they may not want to pay the full rights for a particular sound or particular song, but they'll pay. They can get close to this, And when I say close to this, it's not that I'm making a version of this. It's just I'm understanding the elements that make this song what it is, and I can be within just understanding trends in pop culture. Man, I've been able to make music like that. So I've had a couple placements and done some music for Power. Just most recently had a placement on The Bachelor.
You're gonna slide past both of those.
It's not a slide past. I mean,
I'm just starting to build up my resume. Power is just one, little bitty placement for me, and then The Bachelor. I mean, but that's just my first 2.
Yeah, it's just a couple. And I've had, honestly, I'll be honest, I've had some more. And I just didn't realize what they were. And at the same time, when I do music for TV and film, I get a check right up front. Yeah, so I get money for doing it, and I share publishing with the label. So,
but you don't know where it goes.
Sometimes I don't.
Right off the bat. So you've done because you hear placement on Power, like my music got on the show, TV show Power, 50 Cent's Power.
Right.
And then it got on The Bachelor. It was placement on The Bachelor. Like, that's a big show. It's been a big brand and show for probably at least a decade or so.
Yeah.
That just seems or sounds like it came out of nowhere. But you're saying you've been submitting stuff for TV and radio spots
for the last 2.5 years. For probably the last 2.5 years, I've been able to submit music and make music. And like I said, I've done an album.
But that sounds like a short period of time to be grinding.
Oh no.
Get those level of placement.
So let's go back. Let's go back to the scrap.
Take them through.
So I started, let's say, 9th grade in 1997, marching band at Carter High School.
Yes, sir.
As a musician, right? So like this, you know what? And honestly, I'll be honest. One of the reasons I was able to get that opportunity is because of a relationship and a person I met in the marching band at Carter High School, who's now in LA and is a comedian and actress and doing all other things. So it's
your network is
your network is your net worth, number one, and relationships. Every relationship you have is valuable. And the other thing is just when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I mean, all those years that I spent producing music and losing hard drives crashing and all the nights in the studio and making these sounds.
So you're producing and losing music. I think every music producer I've talked to, that hurts their heart.
It hurts your soul, but at the same time, for me, if I could do it once, I could do it again.
Facts.
Right? You know, so it just being able to go into that creative lane and the creative space and know how to do it. At one point, I was making music to hope that someone would like it. Now I'm making music based on what they're telling me they want. It's a different approach. It's a different kind of consideration and a different process. For me, it's been better. It's been faster because now I focus on directly what you want. It's not a guessing game. I don't have to go through.
I'm not hoping you're going
to like this. I'm not hoping that it fits your sound, that you can find lyrics to put to. Like, this is music that I've made.
Tailor-made.
Tailor-made, and I don't even have to worry about having an artist on it. I don't have to worry about having a rapper on it. At the same time, I've written music for the same label. So, you know, all these opportunities have come because of just being in the right place at the right time, but also just being prepared. We're starting as a musician in 9th grade at Carter High School, and continuing on to college.
That preparation.
And the marching band.
So you're being prepared well before you realize you're being prepared, like we tell so many youth.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't realize.
Listen, preparation is the opportunity. Preparation is what helps you see the opportunity, right?
Sir.
Opportunities always happen, but we don't see them because we're not prepared to receive them.
And when we don't see them, let me tell you what Charlemagne said.
What did he say?
The soothsayer of our time, the wise.
The wise.
Charlemagne the God. All right. Charlemagne said you have to be able to see the opportunity, right? He said you have to take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime within the lifetime of that opportunity.
Yeah, makes sense. You know, and that's a real thing. And it's not even
so
about
many people not looking for it.
They not, and I even say people. And then someone could say, you know, I made a mistake, and I'm saying, no, let's rephrase it. It's just a missed take. You missed this take in this moment, but this opportunity will come again when you're better prepared. You know, and we have an opportunity to be prepared by decision or by disaster, right? So we can decide to prepare ourselves and do what we need to do, or it could be disastrous and we just are forced to do what we know we need to do. So, you know, I think we're going around the bush, but
so
at the same time,
lessons either way.
Every L is a lesson. Facts. You know what I'm saying? And being able to realize that and understand and reframe the mindset to see that is the opportunity. That's what we look for, you know. And at the same time, if someone would have told me that my music career and the trajectory would be as it is, I would not probably believe you. You know, at the same time, I've worked with some of your favorite artists. I've been in the studio with Brandy, Justin Timberlake, Pharrell, and being in these sessions and watching their process and seeing like, man, their process isn't much different than mine is. Wow, okay, that's affirmative. Now I can take that and run with it, and just utilizing those relationships and just every opportunity and every moment to not just like do more, but like advance myself to learn something else. That's the other thing I've done is just really see, okay, what's an opportunity to learn in this moment? Not that I can make some money, not that I can necessarily be connected, because, you know, Kanye said, when you try hard, you die hard. You can't try too much. But also, like I said, look at every opportunity as an opportunity and a chance to learn, to gain information, and then be able to utilize it for the next opportunity.
Yes, sir. I call that mentor moments.
Mentor moments. That's what's up.
Every moment is mentor.
And finally, to that, mentoring is a two-way street, right? Like, it's not based on age. There are so many people I connect with who are years younger than me, and I'm like, yo, I want to learn something from you. Like, what's the sound? From a style of dress. Like, what's the dress? What are the trends? What are the things that you guys are seeing that are normal for you that may not have been normal for me? I got a 7-year-old nephew. I try to pay attention to what he's watching. I see how he's dressing and see what he likes and why he likes it to understand. I'm not trying to be young. At the same time, I think it's important to be aware. And knowing
that's how we lose touch, man. Youth don't listen to you when they look at you and you think you still quoting LL Cool J's song, or you still talking about Rakim
and listen,
the Beastie Boy.
They are legends, right? Like, they are legends in what they do. And at the same time, I'm gonna listen to NBA YoungBoy. I'm gonna listen to
you gotta know.
I think it's Lil Uzi Vert. I listen to them. I'll listen to Cardi. Like, I listen to everything. And void my opinion. I am open enough to understand and say, you know what, I understand where this comes from, and even understand
why the kids like it.
Right. Well, and to see, man, this is this of this day, but let's talk about Lil Kim.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, let's talk about some of the other artists that everyone has an issue with now. Like,
because they hate on Lil Kim, but she gave both Nicki and Cardi a blueprint.
Right.
Most female rappers.
And I would go as far as to say Beyonce too, just as far as women in the industry and being able to make decisions and be empowered by themselves and just their body. Like, they have full right to do everything that they want to do. So I love that. So, like I said, it's just important to pay attention to everything.
Absolutely.
I say all the time jokingly, I can't afford a lot, but I can pay attention. And it's always important to do that, even when it's an opportunity that's not related to money or just the direct advancement to your life or where your career is. There's a moment to learn something. I can't afford a lot, but I can pay attention, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and flip that.
You gonna flip
Picasso it? Said, "Good artist borrow, great artist steal." So I can't afford a lot, but I can afford to pay attention.
Yes, sir.
Look, that's good. That's good. Y'all get that nugget. Somebody put that in the comments real quick.
Put that in the comments.
That's a good one, man. So I just want to ask about changing gears just a little bit, man, because of music. I definitely want to end on that note, and I appreciate you bringing in the gaming because I usually end on that note. But the work you've done with the census, man, for the city is commendable, and you've done a lot of other things too.
Right.
But I just want to keep the interview concise. I know you're busy, man. Didn't want to take up too much of your time, so just appreciate you being here. But
absolutely,
if you don't mind switching gears just a little bit to talk about the work you did with the census and why was that so important to you for our city?
Yeah, man. So the census happens every 10 years, every decade, and this was the decade for it to happen. It's important that we are accounted for and that we are seen, that we are heard, and that we are recognized. I'm saying we just as African American, as a male, but also just as a person, as a human being in the United States of America. It's important that we have representation and that we're accounted for. So what I tried to lend, what I lended to the entire campaign was just my understanding of the people. Within everything I've done everything from produce music for Power, met with the Secretary of Education, and doing city work, just advising different artists, advising different people, executives, things like that. So within all my work, it's always been connected with the people and understanding what they needed to get to everyone else. So just working with the census.
Same way you were tailor-making
music. Yeah, it's the same approach. And just using that creativity to align with people. So and working with Sandra Bowie, also Sean, with Urban League.
Sean.
Yeah, Sean, good guy.
One of my first, second interview here on Mentor Connector podcast last year, man. Shout out to Sean, still doing good work, and it was in the heat of census gathering in springtime. So
yeah, absolutely. So just being able to do that work, created a campaign called Take 10, and just using my music references, right? Because Take 10 is a very popular classic jazz standard, right?
No, I did not know that.
Well, it is, right? So there's one segment of
there's mentor moment.
There's one segment of people who understand that, but also Take 10 was related to taking 10 minutes of time to complete the sentence.
Fill out. Yeah, census. Which didn't even take.
It didn't take 10 minutes, but then you taking the 10 minutes in this moment can impact the next 10 years. Right, so just kind of playing on that. One thing that's hip hop, and I'm a hip hop head. I'm a musician, so using that creativity, using that alliteration, and to call that triple entendre. You know what I mean? Just to connect the dots with that.
Jay-Z's pretty much master of.
You know, right. So being able to do that, I was able to then work with, like I said, some of the city influencers, including Senator Royce West, right, being in one of the videos. Was good. Absolutely. Royce West, but also some of the other community leaders within other demographics, including the Latinx, Hispanic, and the women, like the immigrants, like everybody being connected around a centralized theme and being able to utilize a database that I built from when I was a nightclub promoter. Wow. So, we sent out text messages to almost 30,000 people. So being able to utilize every asset that I had from a tangible standpoint, right? But even the assets of ideas to be able to connect the dots. So using my music, using my relationships, using my marketing, promotionals, backgrounds, and just putting everything culminating into this one opportunity and doing as much as I can to connect the dots. And when I tell you that the work that we were able to do and just to reach the impact that we were able to make has been tremendous, and it was tremendous. And it's one thing that I try to go, like one thing is results. Results happen no matter what. Yeah. Impact is sustained. Impact is it's what's the word? It's felt, right? It's not just results. It's something that's felt, something that's experienced. It's beyond the numbers. It's the story connected to the numbers, and that's the other thing I try to do within everything from music, from relationships to anything I do within marketing is to use storytelling. And just use that storytelling dynamic and a storytelling approach to connect the dots.
What I hear a lot in your story and the parallel or the connection between your two of your main worlds, right? The music and I say the census work. So really, music and people, right? And that networking, and the importance of that in both, but also the storytelling as well. Because even composing music, you have to be thinking what vibe, what feel, what sound helps best tell this story,
right?
Or helps fit into what the request is. Just like what method do I need to use to reach the people that actually care about something that's important for them. So census being that take 10, I see even what you're saying, like how pulling into your repertoire of hip hop influence, but then also your repertoire of this huge network database you have. And I've seen you host networking events,
right,
pulling from the same database. But how can I use that to reach the people to care about really political matters that truly matter to them?
Yeah,
just a lot of minorities from our communities don't necessarily understand or aren't educated as to why it matters. Why is it important to me and my family?
Absolutely. And, that's the main thing that I'm able to do is connect and align groups of people with opportunities and information that never would have experienced it before. Facts. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, doing that with music, like I said, meeting with the Secretary of Education and also producing music on power. Like there seems to be a disconnect, but at the same time, I'm able to align that. And that's from a creative standpoint. I've truly been able to do that.
That's a blessing.
All of my life, and it's put me in some great positions. And just has some,
just using your gifts,
just utilizing what I have.
Mentor connector, right? Yeah,
mentor connector, and just really, and that thing is staying connected, right? Absolutely. Staying connected to the people. I call it 3 F's: follow up, follow through, and follow back. And just being able to do that with gems. Everything.
I'm putting them in the comments for you. Y'all better be listening, man. You dropping nuggets.
But that's the importance.
Follow through.
And follow back.
Follow back.
Yeah. And I mean, that's essentially what we did, right? I came back in town, for a sad situation, right? And at the same time, we've been able to connect and reconnect, and we followed back and followed up and followed through, and now we're here this morning having this conversation. So, like, being able to practice that within every relationships. Now we're, this is about, we say there's a personal relationship, but also professional. But this happens in your family relationships with your brothers and sisters and your parents. This happens in your romantic relationships. Like, it's something that's good to do from a principle standpoint. I always say, if it's good to do in business, Why not consider doing it in your personal? You'll have a meeting at work when there's a problem that arises. Why not have a meeting at home when something isn't going the way you prefer it to? So just utilizing and understanding how everything connects, and our humanity isn't just one way, that we can have the full experience of humanity from all aspects of life, from all aspects of relationships, and just seeing opportunities as possibilities. And not if anything is possible, everything is possible.
Yeah. And at the same time, you can do anything, but you can't do everything.
Right. You don't need to do everything. Yeah. Knowing that everything is possible is different than doing everything.
Exactly. So many people get lost and go into so many tangents, so many different directions, and lose that laser focus that truly makes people great or masters in their craft.
Yeah.
But everything is possible. All things are possible through Christ who strengthens us.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't do all things right now, today. Like your journey is taking years to develop. Man. So people hear the placement, Home Power and The Bachelor.
Right.
And then they see you working with Secretary of Education, so political heavyweights or Senator West.
Mm-hmm.
But then they don't see the grind and the time spent sacrificing to get to those points and to be in a position to do everything that you thought you were capable of.
Right.
But just, and you knew, but you got to a lot of times prove it to the public. But that doesn't happen overnight.
No, it doesn't.
So you had to be able to balance, and I think that's what I really want people to pull out of your story. And we're not even talking about your upbringing. We'll say that for the next
interview. We can talk about that. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a whole
there's a bunch
of stuff in your foundation that led to you being solid enough to build these connections, maintain connections, but also persevere to get these kind of big opportunities. And I'm guessing that's what you're writing in the book about.
Yeah.
So when you finish that last chapter,
I finished the last chapter.
We'll come back on Mentor Connected podcast.
Absolutely, and even the last chapter, as I think about it, it's focusing on self-care.
Yeah,
right.
Buddy.
And one important aspect of self-care that that's been able to help me be healthy in my entrepreneurship and just my life is that the best idea is the one that I can finish today, and really focusing on what's possible in this moment, and not so worried about what happens as a result of, because I don't control the results anyway.
Facts.
We literally control the decisions that we have to make in the moment.
Yeah.
After that, it's left up to it's not me.
No.
It's based on based on some other things happening. So the best ideas are the one that you can make happen today, and really focusing on that helps make sure. Like I could not have planned for things to have gone the way they are going. And I'm not planning on them to do a particular thing. What I am doing, I'm putting in the work. I'm making the decisions.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I have to do what's in the moment based on what I see and then what I'm projecting and what I'm seeing
and
forward.
What type of faith did that take to stay on that? Because you put the work in, but let's say works without faith is
right. And even, man, it's interesting. I was just telling my Uber driver yesterday. Even the idea about faith, the mustard seed of faith, is not about the size of the mustard seed necessarily.
The smallest in the world.
It's about seeing that the seed can grow something greater than just one thing, right? So even if you look at an apple seed, you may see an apple seed. I see an apple orchard. You may see a mustard seed. I see a field of mustard plants. Right. So that's what the faith is about seeing this one small thing in the moment that may seem insignificant, but also being able to see something that's greater in the possibility of that one small thing that you see in the moment. And that's even the name of the book. It's called Momentum. It's about the moments. It's about how we utilize and value every moment of breath, every moment of life, every minute of every moment to build momentum. So when we build momentum, at some point you really stop working per se because you've built the momentum, you've done the work, you've done the good work, and now you've got this energy behind you that's based on where you started. Now you can start and move into another space and move into another space, and it's all aligned because of what you're doing in the moment, and you're paying attention to the opportunities in the moment.
It's powerful, brother. It made me think about Tyler Perry's analogy, saying how back to that focus, you have to take that one seed, since you use analogies.
Right.
You plant your one seed, and whether you're growing a plant or a tree from it, doesn't matter. He said, but if you focus on the one seed versus all the other seeds, planting a bunch of seeds.
Right.
You can spread the water out over a bunch of seeds, but they'll grow at the same pace, same time, but it'll take a lot longer.
Right.
Because you're splitting up your focus and effort amongst all those seeds.
Right.
Focus that water in on that one seed.
Yeah.
Well, then when it sprouts, like you're saying, it becomes that orchard. When you get the plant, you get the tree, and then you branch out from there.
Right. Well, and you get more seeds.
You get
right?
more seeds from that.
Some people are planting seeds to get more fruit. I'm planting seeds for more seeds. Like, let's not get it twisted.
Fruit. That's the vision.
Right, and that's the vision, and that's where the opportunities are. Even with a seed, the idea of a seed, when it goes underground, it's dark. Right.
Oh yeah.
Right, and sometimes there's an idea about things being dark as it's being negative. Like no, darkness and lightness, they're both required. They're both an absolute. They're both facts. So whether it's dark or light, I have to see what's possible in both of those. And sometimes it takes to see the I'm possible in the impossible. Yeah, and being able to do that helps keep you optimistic, which I think faith is a variation, a form of optimism, right? So being optimistic is not saying that everything has to be positive. It's just that I'm optimistic about. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. I have a good perspective, a positive, optimistic perspective about what's happening, what's possible. So, it all goes together, man. Whether you're working professionally, whether you're doing something as an entrepreneur, even in your personal life, just being able to seize the moment and pay attention. I can't afford a lot, but I can pay attention. Paying attention to the moment. You put the quote in there.
Put the quote. Yeah, being able to do that is important. Just a little bit. Can't afford a lot, but I can afford to pay attention.
Yes, sir. So,
hey, man, it's powerful, brother. I appreciate you coming on and sharing all this, man, and sharing, being transparent enough to show both of your worlds, how you succeeded in both. I say both. These are the main two sides you spoke of today, but I know there's much more. But I just can't wait for people to see how you got to where you are and these opportunities and what you reveal in your book, man, that momentum. Yeah. That's real.
It's real.
That's real. And that's really the key to success in life. That's key to happier relationships. Continue consistently building and maintaining that momentum.
Right.
Driving forward, moving forward every day, not losing the momentum.
Right.
Focusing on the negative, but staying optimistic so you keep driving and thriving. You keep moving. Even when you take the bumps, your momentum still, you rolling down the hill, you bump all the way down, but it's blessings are lessons.
Right.
No L's unless they're lessons.
Right.
So, yeah, man, appreciate you sharing, brother. Definitely before you get off here, we did speak on gaming since we are here at Exposure. What game influenced you or games influenced you the most growing up, man? Childhood. What was your experience with gaming?
Sports games have always been fun to me. Yeah. And I like competition. Like I really wasn't into the
music. You probably want to listen to the soundtrack.
Seriously,
like,
the
man,
music.
I can do that.
The music. I mean, but beyond like playing the music, I've never, as far as basketball. Today's my short day. I'm normally taller than this, and most people probably said I'm short most of my life. But I've always enjoyed playing basketball on this video games, basketball, 2K in particular. I remember being in college in my dorm room I had a Dreamcast.
Oh man, you're taking it back.
I took it back.
They just had the NBA 2K.
And just playing that, just playing the 2K football and the basketball was always a good thing. I honestly remember playing the Atari. So gaming is important. I think it helps me understand strategy. It helps me understand how to think. How to be okay with sometimes losing. That was a tough one, right? Because we have like sleepovers with friends in elementary schools, and they were playing all the fighting games. I didn't play them. And they were like, "Yo, Derrick, let's get on the game." I was like, "Okay, let's see." And I'm trash on this game.
And they talking mad,
like yeah,
mess left and right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yelling
just
and cursing.
You got to check your ego because there's always somebody better.
Absolutely.
Even if it's the computer.
True. That'd be the worst one. You got to put it on easy.
Right. So
solid. And who would you say is your most impactful mentor? One of the main mentors you had growing up?
Oh man, I've had so many. Yeah, just right now, my guy Troy. Friend of mine. We've been friends about 7 years, man. And what really, when I can tell that my relationships change as far as a mentor. Like I think everyone's a mentor for me. But right now, like I said, just with Troy, I think there was a pivot shift when I said, "Hey, man, listen, we're cool." And we're doing work together, all of this. But I need you, if you see me doing something that doesn't align with what I want to do, I need you to say something.
Yeah.
And my intention in saying that to the people I'm close with is really, really important. Because sometimes, we can get lost, right? We can get we don't always have a reflection. I know for me being a solopreneur, and just sometimes being on the move, I can get into my mind. I can think, yo, you know what? I'm doing the right thing. And someone's like, having that perspective and getting that feedback from a trusted source is really important. So just like I said, Troy, Trina Terrell, Sandra Bowie, of course. It's so many people. If I know you, you're my mentor. You're my mentor in my head. You may not know it, but you're my mentor. We're always
gonna be mentoring each other. That's how I see it too, man.
Absolutely, man. You're my mentor, man. Like you put me in spaces and bring things to my awareness that I don't even think about sometimes, so that I can share. And just you having that perspective, I appreciate. So is that too. Man. Adam Blackstone's another one.
Yeah, man. So you got plenty.
Yeah,
and that's just it. But people don't see that it takes a full army of mentors to be surrounded. All your relationships should be a mentorship. In some aspect, but you should always be giving in, receiving in each relationship.
It's a two-way street, man. I know we keep going. I know we say we're gonna be short. It's a two-way street, man. Mentorship is a two-way street, man. And it's when even understanding that from a professional standpoint in my business, it's a two-way street. Like it's not me just working for you. Like I'm not at the wheel of like whatever you want. Like this is a decision that we're both making, and that's when I realize it's important, and I value it in a different type of way and respect my relationships like that in a different type of way as well.
Absolutely, brother. Same. And the two-way street, a lot of times people are like, well, you're a mentor. You're not supposed to be worried about what you receive. Sometimes just being able to give is the best gift you can receive.
Put snaps for that. Come on, man. That's poetic there.
We might have to put that in the comments.
Put that.
But sometimes that's just it. And it's not expecting anything in return. I'm just giving because I genuinely want to help. I genuinely want to give and serve. That gift of just being able to is so powerful. But then also, you just never know what seeds you're planting today that you're going to reap the harvest for years down the road.
Listen, man, and even the seeds that don't grow are nutritious for the soil for the next seed to grow.
Bars. Let me drop a mic. Hey, man, that's why we appreciate you coming, brother.
Yes, sir.
Y'all, this has been another powerful interview on the Mentor Connect podcast here, Exposure Studio for the masterclass. Y'all, I've enjoyed this. Brother Derrick Walker, ladies and gentlemen. Tell people how they can find you, where they can connect further if they want to get when your book drops.
When the book, listen, even before the book drops, man. Listen, stay connected with me on all platforms. I am D-Walk. It's IAMDWALK. Listen, if you want to call me, you can send me a text message. I'm giving you my number, man. It's like Mike Jones, 972-965-2318. Once again, 972-965-2318. Listen, let's text me. Let's stay connected. And if it's something I cannot do, I know someone who can. And who wants to and who will. So, please let me know. I'd love to stay connected with you and just be able to share experiences and learn from each other, man.
Bam. Done deal.
That's
Appreciate
it.
you, my brother.
Absolutely.
And y'all, it's been another powerful Mentor Connected podcast episode. So thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all later. Love y'all. Later.